Hello, and welcome to the Unexplain It To Me podcast.
Where we unexplain religious dogma.
Whoop whoop, I'm Ryan.
And I'm Dan.
Nice to meet you, Dan.
Nice to meet you, Ryan.
I don't know why I said that. I've known you for years now. Today, Danny boy, we are talking about Angry Atheists.
Yep, and not the YouTuber.
Yeah. Have you heard the phrase Angry Atheist before?
Only the YouTuber, I guess. Or maybe just like another adverb for adjective.
Like just something to tag onto it.
Yeah, just replace angry with some other kind of word, and I've heard it, but not specifically angry, probably.
So, yeah, when you were a Christian, how did you view atheists?
Probably semi-stereotypical from the point of evangelicalism. There was just sort of maybe an unwritten rule, maybe more so written, that they were just wrong. They were just lost, or they were just kind of dumb. Like, why would you not believe, So, sort of like that, I guess, was my initial thoughts.
Like, you almost pitied them?
Yeah, like, how do you not believe this? Like, it was almost like, you're stupid, kind of, which is ironic to think back, but I think that's actually how I felt, was kind of, more pity or just a little disdain, like, how do you not believe? Like, Would that be what you consider an angry atheist, or?
Yeah, so not particularly. Like, the phrase angry atheist mostly refers to kind of the resentment and regret that's built up after years of believing in a God, and then all of a sudden realizing you're not convinced by the evidence anymore. So you kind of feel like you wasted time, or like you're angry that so many people still believe and they haven't seen the things you have, and like, how could they not understand that they're believing basically magic out of a 1,000-year-old book. So it's more so like, I can't believe that I believed that for so long, and kind of being frustrated with the world because of it.
That makes sense.
Yeah, so obviously there's kind of a straw man, stereotypical angry atheist of like they just want to sin, or they're mad at God, or something bad happened in their life and that's why they're angry now. Yeah. And when I was a Christian, that's kind of how I viewed atheists. Were like, if they were angry atheists, it was like, oh well, clearly they're atheists because they're this, like in those bad Christian movies, like, oh, their dad died in a car accident, of course they're mad at God.
Something forced them to lose their faith, like they weren't strong enough to keep it.
Yeah, like I'm putting the blame on them for it. So it's a little bit ironic, because when I was a Christian, like in high school I had a friend who was atheist, like pretty vocal about it, and he and I didn't talk about religion that much. We mostly connected with music, but like I clearly knew that like not every atheist was angry or mean or just wanted to sin.
Yeah, right.
And then in college too, I had another friend who was like, would vocalize that he was atheist. Like, he definitely was not afraid to share that either. So then whenever we'd talk about it, it was like, oh, like, I know you're not the stereotypical person that I was raised to think you are. Like, I know there's good atheists.
Yeah, right.
But you want to fulfill that stereotypical, like, oh, I'm in the right and they're in the wrong.
Yeah, that's kind of what it seems to be based on.
Yeah. So, with now knowing the proper definition of angry atheist, would you consider yourself an angry atheist now that you're no longer a Christian?
That's a good question. I guess the only part that spoke out to me would be the part where you are sort of, I don't want to say upset, because I don't think that's the right feeling. I'm more let down that some people don't get to experience the freedom from that feeling, that guilt, the hardships you force on yourself, almost, trying to be a victim, like trying to be oppressed. Like, it's just so deep into it, and I guess I'm more upset that some of those people may never get to know freedom from that, and that's what's really changed my life. Like, not having to, I don't know, be worried about that stuff, like, or tell other people to be worried. Like, I can focus on real issues, like my life, my relationship. I can just do things that aren't focused around that, and I think that's just what I wish other people could experience. But outside of that, I wouldn't say I really regret my time. I met friends. I guess I regret Catholicism, but that's about it. Outside of that, past 10th grade, I don't really regret too much. I sort of probably wish I would have done this sooner, but I guess it wouldn't be, I wouldn't say I'm angry, but how about yourself?
Yeah, so just because of my upbringing, I would consider myself angry. Just because, and kind of to the point you were making too, like a lot of people say like, oh, you don't lose anything by believing, but you gain everything. When it's like, well, you actually do lose quite a bit. Like I said in the first episode, I spent a lot of time at church that I could have spent doing other things as a child. And like if I never got to be old enough where I had a job and went to church and tithed. But if you tithe, like 10% is kind of a lot of your money if you're making a decent amount. Yeah. Like, so like I would say I am angry, but I'm working on it because like you, I also feel a little bit of that pity towards everyone who still believes, and it comes off as like frustration. Like, if only you could see things the way I saw them, that made me change my mind.
It's so much more freeing to not be held back, like, and there's so much to learn.
Surviving now.
Yeah, there's just so much to learn out there. Like, I just love watching weird science and philosophy stuff now, and I don't have to overthink or contradict my beliefs to fit into what exists in front of me. Like, it's not running around my head. It's just enjoying and learning.
Yeah, and that kind of ties us into my last question. Just because atheism is kind of the basis of wanting to know as many true things as possible, and if you aren't convinced by the evidence, you don't believe it. If the evidence is convincing, even if it's not certain, you still you hold it to a high degree of confidence that it's true. So would you say you're happier now knowing more truth, or would you rather be still a little bit ignorant and blissful?
Well, due to the gracious amounts of anxiety that I was given by genetics or an upbringing, I don't think I was ever really too blissfully ignorant. I mean, I guess I wouldn't know if like, if you're in the moment, you don't know. That's what makes you willfully ignorant. But like, true, yeah. I guess I think I'm happier now. I mean, I'm at a totally different part of my life. I've met people who have shaped my current views, so I guess in a sense I'm happier now because there's so much more out there than my small town growing up. I'm more grateful that I can experience people of all walks of life, different sexual orientations without just hating them because of who they are. Like, I feel happier that I can help them and myself be like better people, like I'm not trying to put people down anymore. So I feel that part is a weight off my back.
Yeah, the bigotry is not there now.
Yeah, it sucks to look back. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Would you say, I mean, I think we all know the answer, but would you say you're happier
now? Like I do miss the blissful ignorance, even though I didn't know it was ignorance at the time, just because, I was at church a lot. I had a lot of good friends there. But especially growing up and living in the real world and raising a child, it's nice to know that I'm not going to be like forcing him to believe anything, or like bringing him up, like heavily influencing him to believe something. Like if he were to find religion on his own, that's up to him. Yep. I'm not going to stop him from doing it, but I'm obviously going to raise him in a household where we believe as many true things as possible, and we try to verify those things. So
yeah, that makes sense.
I think looking forward, I am happier knowing more truth than being blissfully ignorant.
Yes, agreed.
So yeah, that's basically Angry Atheists for you. You feel enlightened now?
Yeah.
You feel
it's
it?
a weight off my entire body. I just feel I'm a happy atheist now.
You're happy.
Mm-hmm.
You're blissfully, knowledgeably happy atheist.
I'm anti-ignorant.
All right. Well, religion teaches us that we are broken and evil, and only through a deity can we be who we were meant to be. And I just want everybody to know that you are not broken. You are not evil. You are doing your best figuring out this confusing world, and it's okay to have questions and change your beliefs and admit that you don't have all the answers. You are not alone.